Hi, I'm Mariam. Welcome to Group 13's podcast. Today we will present 5 different perspectives, opinions, and thoughts about food and peace. I will start with mine. The reason why people love food is because you can smell, feel, see, taste, and hear it. Moreover, the food is used to make a meeting or a gathering more enjoyable and memorable by engaging all of the senses. As we all know, sharing is caring, and caring means love. Therefore, the power of love will bring peace. In my traditions, there is black coffee in funerals, sweet cakes in birthdays, BBQ on holidays, green tabbouleh with friends, wedding food in weddings or engagements, مغربية to welcome the cold winter, and a feast at every sunset of Ramadan that always starts with a date.
Education comes through our actions, especially with the young children. They mimic everything. Nutrition and housework nourishes all of our senses. Therefore, it is important to include the children in all of these processes. All of our veggies come from a local organic farmer. That way, we shop responsible and we ensure that we eat food that is pesticide-free. Finger food is so much fun and easy to make because playing with your food is a must. Not quite what we learn as children. Every color and part of the plant plays a different role in the nutrition process. It is important to incorporate as many of these aspects as possible while preparing a meal. Variety of colors and tastes and smells can turn the meal into a feast. After all, you are what you eat. If you're open-minded enough to try to incorporate new things in your kitchen, slowly your tastes change and your tradition becomes something new, something in the making, something personal, and sometimes much different from the taste that you're used to from home. There isn't anything alike between my international kitchen and the taste of my mother's Romanian kitchen. The only thing that passed on to me was the love of cooking and eating. Dessert is a must in every household where children eat. Where's dessert? Ima, where's dessert? I want dessert. Might as well make it the best. After all, the soul needs nourishment too.
As a food lover myself, I don't think there's a more uniting force than food. Food can be kind of tricky because it can be a force of unity, but it could also be a force of individuality. So there's no place on earth that you can see that more than Israel, which hosts so many culinary kitchens from around the world that it is so confusing and wonderful and especially delicious. Uh, which it brings us to my food, the food that belongs to my family. Tibet. It is not really appealing to the eye, I must say, but it is very comforting. And I remember bringing it to class one day when we were asked to present food from our family, and all the other kids were so afraid to taste it. But as soon as they did, they had a smile on their faces. And I remember having the same smile when I tasted their food because you can immediately see how where they've come from, how are they feeling, and you can connect because food is universal like that. And that's the great thing about food, that it unites other people because it makes them feel like they're a part of the same group. I remember my grandmother told me the story of her wedding. You see, they came from my grandfather and my grandpa came from two big families that never united in marriage before, and they were kind of scared of doing that. But my grandpa and my grandmother loved each other very much. And I remember she told me that her mother made a peace offering to the other family, and she made a huge pot of Tibet, and they sat at the wedding and they ate it together, and all of a sudden they really got along because now they had a common element to unite them, which is kind of great. I think the most important thing that really makes food special is the fact that it creates families, which you can see in that story. And you can see it my family today, which is pretty awesome, if I might say so myself. And I remember each Friday night when we sit together and we eat our family food and discuss our week. And I think that if the whole world could sit together at one table and eat, I think it would be the first step to creating a sense of peace and humility in each and every person that lives on this planet.
In my opinion, if there is any food that can enhance peace and understanding between peoples of different cultures, it will be a souffle. The recipe may look simple and does not require many ingredients. However, the way to the result must be done in a precise and careful manner. You can't mix everything together. There are certain steps to follow. Just as in knowing the other, you have to go through certain stages in order to get closer and understand the other. When preparing a souffle, you need to melt chocolate and to stir egg yolks into it. The next step is to whisk egg whites and to fold the egg whites mixture into the hot chocolate. At this point, you have to be very careful. It is necessary to add gradually the mixture egg whites in order not to damage the texture of the butter. In addition, if you add all the mixture of egg whites at once, the heat of the chocolate mixture can cook the eggs and disrupt the whole recipe. When you want to know the culture of the other, you have to do it gradually. Slowly mix the two butteries to get a smoothie mixture. When there is a proper mixing between the white mixture and the brown mixture, a union is formed between the two. They fit well together. When the souffle is baked, you can see how it goes up and you know that something good is baked. After the souffle is ready, all that is left is to savor the result. If you have followed the steps correctly, then you know that the souffle is going to be pleasurable. Just take a spoon and taste it. No matter how old you are, no matter what your gender is, and no matter what your culture is, you can always enjoy the flavor of the souffle. Much can be learned from the process of preparing a souffle. For example, to be patient with each other and allow each side to express itself. In this way, we can open up to different cultures, to know the other, and live in peace.
Hi, my name is Huda. I live in Arabi. I consider a cup of coffee the peace recipe. In general, all of the religions and races around the world drink coffee on different occasions. It doesn't matter if it was happiness or sadness too. However, there are different types of people. Some of them enjoy drinking coffee quiet and alone. They relieve the tension by this way. Secondly, people who accompany others in drinking it as a group, it's well spent time. And people they enjoy drinking it with a best friend, it makes a good reason to meet. Actually, I'm an Arab girl. For example, we drink black coffee in the funeral and regular coffee in the daily visits and wedding. And last, here there is a great quote. It's amazing how the world begins to change through the eyes of a cup of coffee. I think this quote is so accurate. A cup of coffee alone with a best friend or with a group can make a better mood and share love and peace.